The Defender of Gotham, the Caped Crusader, the world's greatest detective, the Dark Knight, the Batman. Batman is widely considered by many to be one of, if not the greatest superhero of all time. In his 80 plus years, Batman has grown from a campy cartoon icon to a detective noir icon and a vessel for grim storytelling. Batman has had many ups in his years and many downs. Recently, however, Batman has transcended beyond just a comic book character. Thanks to his blockbuster hits, his amazing animated movies and TV shows, his engaging video games, and endless merchandise, Batman has become a pop culture icon. But there's more to Batman than just a series of successful properties and merchandise. The Batman mythos and what lies beneath that cape and cowl has done what very few superheroes has ever done. In some way, shape, or form, almost everyone acknowledges Batman's presence. Even if someone isn't particularly interested in Batman himself, they likely still enjoy something about Batman. They still acknowledge a side character that they enjoy looking up to, or the diverse set of stories the Batman lore has to offer. Batman need not only rely solely on just comic book issues anymore. He's gone so far into his popularity. Batman has become mythic to the point where he and his stories will be cemented into human history. Some wonder, how can a fictional character dressed as a bat do this? What makes Batman the powerful icon that he is? How does Batman connect to our humanity? It's common knowledge, but despite being a superhero, Batman is technically not a superhero. He has no superpowers. He is human. Batman did not gain superpowers from an accident. He instead earned the peak of human skills through years of determination and discipline. Batman did not build his life goal from a sense of duty and righteousness. He built it from an all too real traumatic experience from a common thug in a common alleyway with a common gun. Batman is human not just physically, but emotionally and mentally as well. Batman is greatly flawed. As much as audiences love Batman, he tends to be an unlikable person. He's too stoic, merciless, deceptive, and broken, often pushing those he does allow into his life away, or even leading them into harm's way. Batman may have fought gods and aliens and superpowered foes, sometimes by himself, but usually he needs help from others who can compete with them, and when he is alone, he needs substantial amount of time, energy, and resources to succeed, as any human does. Humans don't just win in life or achieve things. Humans work to get things done and often suffer through their journeys. Batman is a glorification of what humanity goes through. He may have the gadgets and the tools and the best toys out there, but he can only do that by the way of money, by the ways of how people purchase and invest to improve upon themselves. Even then, none of this power means anything without the man's peak condition and determination. Unlike Superman or Wonder Woman, Batman can die by humanly ways, and Batman can suffer in humanly ways, and Batman does truly suffer. Even though there are other amazing superheroes without superpowers, Batman's character, at its deepest level, truly examines and explores the psyche of the human condition in a way that is unparalleled. Underneath that cowl is Bruce Wayne, a billionaire playboy philanthropist. But deeper beyond that facade is a man who is burdened by a trauma that murdered a boy's childhood and birthed the Dark Knight's vengeance. Batman's crusade is not always by the law or by the ways of self-righteousness. It's a vengeance, a personal vendetta to assure that the pain he feels every single second can never be brought down to another innocent life. Being Batman isn't being a superhero. It's a coping mechanism, a way for him to vent, a way for him to seek purpose, and to justify this pain. Batman, like any human, makes his own purposes and life decisions in his own ways to cope. But being Batman isn't as healthy or as simple as it seems. It can be gray, it can be tiring, and it can be endlessly tested again and again. Batman's efforts have arguably caused even more unnecessary pain. And yet he keeps going because he just can't let go of it. Sometimes others suffer for this, but despite this, Batman is still a good man. He gave multiple lives a chance to live a better life, so they need not go through what he did, and have helped them become the best version that they can be. He saves so many people and exposes so many of the corrupt in his own city that he lives and loves, and he refuses to kill. Because deep down, Batman believes that anyone can be redeemed, anyone can be given a second chance to make things right, that deep down, all these criminals aren't that different from him. Batman's rogues gallery is arguably the greatest out there, and like Batman, the majority are human. But more interestingly, like Batman, they all have human issues, human problems, human mental conditions, and have gone so far. Batman knows these people do unforgivable things, but he knows they are still people. He knows people can change, and people can be good, and can be redeemed. Even so, Batman understands that even if he did allow himself to take a life, he would be no different than those who take lives. It would solve nothing but continue this cycle of death and despair. Batman is more than that. He wants to set an example and reason with them if possible. If not, then instead inflict some pain on them so that they can learn from that pain as we humans learn from our own pain and failures. As hopeless as it may seem, for the most part it has worked for some and has been sufficient for others. Batman has failed in so many ways, but that goes accordingly to being human. We cannot always succeed or help everyone, but we can always continue to fight for what we believe in. And fight to suppress what we want to do, and rather instead do what we need to do. And we can always learn from our failures and our pain. Batman is the pinnacle of what us as humans can do when we suffer through trauma. We can turn that trauma into the best version of ourselves, even if it's still deeply flawed. It's still a lesson of what we can become and what we can do. But Batman is only one side of the coin, for there is, of course, the other side that is the greatest lesson and caution we as humans must also acknowledge.